Welcome back, guys. Today I'm going to be tackling the question, does money matter in MLS? Now, like it or not, numerous studies and empirical evidence show a strong correlation in the Premier League between a club's spending and their league position. Generally, the club that's spending most on wages are the top teams and finished in the top of the league at the end of the season. But what about MLS? We know there have been many different winners of MLS Cup over the last decade or so, and no club has dominated. So, does this mean money can't buy success in MLS? Thanks to the transparency that MLS clubs are required to demonstrate, we can see the individual and total wages for each club. This data was released in November of 2022, and the details of the players currently on the books at each club at that time. It does mean it's a bit of a snapshot in time. Some players will no longer be in place, new entrants will have emerged, so we have to be careful in making predictions off the back of it. Here's the total wage budgets of the MLS, including St. Louis City, who did not compete in the league in 2022, from highest down to lowest. As you can see, Toronto, DC and Dallas topped the wages league, but due to some high profile players, more of that in another video coming soon, and outside of St. Louis, the New York Red Bulls, Philadelphia Union and Colorado Rapids spent the least, using around $20 million less. That's chasmic. They're already seeing a big discrepancy there. So, as you're probably already aware, the top dogs in this list were not necessarily the leaders on the pitch. So here's where all the teams ended up in 2022. The first discrepancy here is that the Eastern Conference spent around $40 million more than the Western Conference, thanks largely to Toronto and DC, as you can see. Secondarily, there is seemingly little correlation, on the face of it, between the wage totals and the performance in the league. So, notably, the two MLS Cup finalists, LAFC and Philadelphia Union, are miles apart in spending, with the Eastern Conference team spending around twice as much as the Western Conference champs. Very interesting from my point of view here. Switching to the individual conferences now, we can see there is a moderate positive correlation in the Western Conference. So you can see the sort of pattern moving from the bottom left towards the top right, indicating a positive correlation between those two variables. This shows the higher spending being common with a higher league finish. This is most influenced by LAFC, Dallas and LA Galaxy, all of whom have achieved a top 4 finish in that conference. So conversely, studying the Eastern Conference actually shows a mild inverse correlation, meaning the clubs paying the lower wages performed better. This is heavily influenced by Philly and Red Bulls having really good seasons, and Toronto and DC's inflated wage bills and struggling seasons. Now, we'll come into more detail on that in a moment, but it seems we have a case of money for Snoop's West Coast, and mo money, mo problems for Biggie's East. So how might this affect the upcoming 2023 season? Should we expect this to continue? Well, it definitely depends on what happens between now and then. There are plenty of rumours around players who may or may not make a move over from Europe to MLS. Some teams that have higher expenditures may benefit more from these in 2023 than they did in 2022. Toronto certainly did not have their highest wage earner, Lorenzo Insigne, at the club for the whole of last season. The Italian managed 6 goals and 2 assists in the 11 matches he did play, so I would expect them to be stronger this time around for that reason alone. After good seasons, we may see the low-spending Philadelphia and Red Bulls extend their budgets potentially, especially as the Union have now lost Paxton Aronson, who was a key player for them. In conclusion, I would expect some reversion toward a more positive correlation in 2023, but some teams are simply bucking the trend through good coaching, promising young players, and good old team spirit maybe. This is what makes this league so exciting, and long may it continue. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.